can you use a skill and turn it into 7 income streams? In this video, I'm going to share with you how I turn print on demand, or POD, and turn it into 7 income streams. So the first one is pretty easy, right? You just build a brand. That is the first one. I started selling on Amazon, on Etsy. If you sell on Shopify or other platforms, it's the same idea. You're selling direct to consumers. I've done it. I started it as an experiment because I couldn't import from China in 2020, and I realized this really works. So I started building it. Now, as I was doing this, I realized it's much easier to hire some VAs. So I had some VAs that were helping me, and the VAs were doing research, because the process I used was very simple. Research, design, list, or make it available, whatever you make it available. I did Amazon and Etsy, and then traffic. In my case, I did ads, or I did I use really good keywords in order to get organic. So this is paid traffic, and this is organic. So I used both of them. Now, these tasks are pretty easy to do for the print on demand. You just have to have someone to do it. I went for volume rather than quality for the designs, and I went for funny sayings, things like retired under new management, see wife for details. Right, very simple, text-based, with some icons here and there, but very simple. So this process was taken over the VA. My business partner was handling the traffic, the ads part, but the VAs were doing everything else. Now, what I discovered when I was building my VA team is that they are not busy full-time using or doing the things I needed them to do. So then I had an idea. Well, what if I build another brand that is supported by investor money? So I get some people to give me money to build this brand, right? And this was my thought process. I have tried this, and if they give me 5,000 each or 10,000 each, I just need 2 or 3 people. The money is going to pay the VA team for a few months. We can continue to experiment and try different things, and the goal is to build this into a brand to exit. Let's assume this brand is going to make $100,000 in profit by the end of the year. We started really a lot later than I expected, so we might just make 50,000 in profit by the end of the year. In 2024, when we plan to sell this, I expect to get at least 100K. But if you have a team behind it, you can get more money. And if you implement different things where you have sales from different platforms or different audiences, if you build an email list, you can get even a higher multiple, not just a 2x multiple or 3x multiple. Now, the higher your profit margin per year, the higher multiple you can make. So let's assume your business is making 500K. You can get a 5x multiple on that one, and that's 2.5 mil. And one of the brands I'm going to build is going to reach 2.5 million. However, for this first example I'm using, I'm just trying to get to 50 to 75,000 K, get close to get a few $100,000 and then take the money and invest it somewhere. Now, as I was using my VA team to build my brand and then the investor brand, I realized that they still have more time that we can sell to clients. So what I did, I sold outsourced POD services. So I actually knew some people who were doing POD, and I offered to sell our services to them. This has started. We already are doing work for some clients, some customers, and we plan on actually onboarding more people in the near future. So I started by turning my expenses, in this case the team, into profit. And this started me thinking about how else I can increase profit margin and then turn my expenses into profit. So as I was thinking my business, I realized, you know what if I become my own supplier? Print on demand is a nice, low risk, low capital business, because you sell an item, and only when you sell it, you have the supplier printed. So I started thinking, well, what if I become my own supplier rather than pay someone else to fulfill my orders? What if I start building a team? And I did that. We did it with mugs and candles, ornaments, a few other items. And then I was thinking, well, I'm outsourcing POD services, the research, design, list, and creating ad service. Why not become a POD supplier for these clients? And most of them said yes. So now I became a POD supplier. So this was my fourth income stream. Now, as I was thinking about it, I realized, since I'm in the printing business now, what if this was my fifth income stream? What if I buy a printing business, a business that is already profitable, and it's making money every year. We use an SBA loan to buy it, so I'm paying less than the business is supposed to make. We did we closed on this business somewhat recently, so I don't have a full year of finances to show you. But this business is supposed to make 6 figures rather than, and we're paying for it every month with the SBA loan. Now, this printing, opens up new opportunities for new income streams. Now, what I was interested in was to have more product types that I can sell, that I can experiment with. Because whenever you have an advantage, let's imagine the business triangle, you always have a product or a service that you're selling. You have to be able to fulfill. Well, you have to sell it first, and then you have to fulfill. If you get an advantage in any of these places, you're going to do better than your competitors. In my case, with a POD business, I wanted to have an advantage by having higher profit margins, by controlling the design process. So I got an advantage there. Now, what if I get an advantage in each one of these pillars of the business? What if I get an advantage because I print the business, the products? What if I get an advantage because I find someone who is selling already similar items? Instead of selling one item to one person, I sell 10, 20, 50, 100 items at a time. What if, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get an advantage in each area of my business. What if I get to partner with someone who already has an audience of buyers, and all I do is just provide the product that I already have access to? You see, as you're starting to think about it, out of every advantage you have, or every advantage can be turned into an income stream, a profit center. So that's how I'm thinking about it. And my printing business has a book of business, a number of clients that are regularly ordering products from us, printed products from us, whether it's paper printing, promotional items, signs, anything else that's printed. We can provide that for them. But guess what? They also need other types of marketing services, so digital marketing services, and this is something we can build into an income stream. We haven't done it because we're too early into the business, but that's something we plan on doing in the next 6 to 12 months. So the printing business was my fifth income stream. And then I was thinking about turning what I know into a content-based business. So anything you know, whether you know it or not, if you know someone who has a skill, or if you have the skill, you can take that content and turn it into a business. You can take the skill that's converted into content and turn it into a business. And I've done that. I already created a masterclass for some students. We tested some ideas. I realized what trips people up, and I know now that I can sell this masterclass because I'm able to help people build their own POD brand, especially on Amazon, which is my strength. But we're testing now how to build a POD brand beyond Amazon, beyond Etsy. So that's another income stream. But at the same time, I can also just, if there are people who want to do the POD model, I can train their own VA team, right? They don't have to use my team, because there are a lot of people out there who are doing POD. What if I were to sell the service? Hey, I can give you a trained VA team that can do this process, and it would cost you X. It's not that difficult to sell. So that's another income stream that we are building off of this one skill. So I hope this gives you ideas about what you can do. Now, before you jump into looking at how you can make your skill into 7 income streams, I want to make one important comment. If A is the point where you're at today, and B is where you start to make money, if you're trying to build a bridge, right, there's a big chasm between A and B, or just a chasm, and you're trying to build a bridge. If you start building the bridge, but then you realize POD is interesting, but or selling my own POD items is interesting, well, let me see if I can buy a business. And then you start working on this, and then you think about it, then you decide to try blogging. So you start working on it. You're setting up the blog, you wrote a few blogs, and you're building a little bit. If you're working on a lot of things at the same time, it will take a very, very long time to make it here, right? However, if you take the effort from all of these and you put it into the first bridge, to the first income stream, and you build it all the way to profit, then you can take part of the money and build this other income stream, right? Whatever this is, then you can take, you're going to make a lot more money because now you have 2 income streams paying you. Then you can take that income stream and build a third income stream. The reason I was able to focus on 7 income streams is because I have different partners in these different businesses. The printing business obviously comes with a team. There's a team that's running it. POD supplier, I have a partner that had employees. The outsourced POD services, I have another partner that is managing that team. The investors, these were people I have talked about POD in the past, and I just made a post in a group we're in, and I said, hey, this is my idea. What do you think? So I had some relationships with people who were interested in my idea. All I had to do was ask. But I was combining the things I had, assets I had, I was combining them into building these 7 income streams, and I'm not doing everything. If you have a business and your org chart looks like this is you're at the top, right? And then you're managing the product or the service area. Usually you have different people, right? If this is you, and then you're in charge of the fulfillment, this is you, and then you're in charge of selling, this is you, and then customer service, it's you, making the product, it's you, fulfilling the product, shipping, prepping, it's you, selling emails, sales pages or listings, you. If you're doing everything, you won't be able to build 7 income streams, right? If you want to become a CEO of a business, you have to start thinking as a CEO. I'm telling you that because I have the tendency to fall into thinking like an employee. An employee thinks that I have to work more and I have to work harder to make more money. A CEO knows how to leverage a team. A CEO knows that he or she needs to focus on the skills that are going to make him more money. So it's very important to realize that this is not a pie in the sky dream. This is possible, but only if we start thinking as a CEO. And I want to challenge you to start changing your mindset. Place yourself around people who are thinking as a CEO, and then you will be able to do something much better than what I've done. I hope this benefits you. If you enjoy it, subscribe to our channel, and we'll share more videos like this one with you.